Hello, everyone. Welcome to LOCKBEARD Random Live number 103. American Airlines fail. See who's here already. We got Uncle Bones, Sander Piper, Mr. Lee. Welcome to the chat. Sander Piper. Did I mention you earlier? Yeah, I already mentioned you. Awesome. Welcome, y'all. I showed you clips before from the quartering, but I don't think I've shown you any from the other person that hosts with him. But you're about to see a clip. And nobody's trying to tear down people for being overweight. It's a matter of you don't have a right to impose on other people because of your condition. And whether it's your fault or not, it's not the point. The point is it's the burden you literally bear. And if it's going to impose on someone else in some way, you should take reasonable precautions to prevent that from happening. And the clip, I don't think they show the actual pictures in this clip. I just but because she did surreptitiously take photos of the individuals she had to sit between on the plane, and and she said those pictures didn't even do it justice. But clearly, her space was being imposed upon from both sides by a brother and a sister, and they seemed to give zero fucks that they were physically pushing up against her on both sides. American Airlines basically said tough luck. Even though it is in their policy that if someone is so large that they pass beyond an inch from where their space should be, that they are supposed to purchase another seat. This brother and sister should have purchased the seat in between them because it was truly not a seat that could be used reasonably, be expected to be acceptable to anyone by anyone. And so they should have had to buy that seat. The people will say, well, you're discriminating against fat people. Fuck off. I don't know what else to tell you. Because this has just been an issue. It's going on. It keeps getting worse. And, these two individuals gave no shits that they had this poor woman squished between them and they were sweating on her. She said that she's normally cold on planes, but not this time. And so, yeah, I'll show you the clip here in a second. Let me catch up in chat first. Brian Chewy, go hiking, is here. Welcome. This is out of work just in time for some LOCKBEARD. Welcome to the chat. What's here? Good evening. Everybody's getting their highs, hellos, and whatnots. So let's look at the clip from their live stream. I'm not sure exactly what time, but because Gary, oh, not sorry, I'm sorry, Jeremy, this is on his channel, but he's now having a live stream with her together. I think every Thursday night. So I think that this live stream actually occurred roughly about the time we were live streaming here yesterday. So let's take a look at the clip. Does it give her name? I don't know if her name's on there or not. Her name's Sydney. Some of you may know her. Some of you may not.
Again, these do not... I'm so mad at myself for not getting better photos because I knew people wouldn't believe me. I knew they'd be like, well, you're making this up.
I can see when I look at this that she's like folding over into you, melting on top of you.
So much worse than these pictures even indicate. That's what's so funny about this is that, again, anybody who's like, oh, you're just bitching just a bitch. No, like I am not freaking exaggerating when I say that for the entire flight, my thighs... And guys, I'm not a big person. I don't weigh a lot. My thighs were like squashed because their thighs were bridging into my seats. I couldn't put my armrest down. It was like anything I could have done to have a little bit more room, I couldn't do. And I'm T-Rex armed. And then eventually I got to a point where I was so sore from being squished that I leaned forward to get some space so that we weren't all
It's so embarrassing for them, for the other people. By the way, as a fat, I have been in like a triple seat a few times, and when I just couldn't, you know, I had to take a regular seat, and the best I could do is aisle. So here's how I flew for 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
like I knew that I would be you know what I mean? Like I leaned over for the entire time. I watched every time that person, you know, the drink person came up, so that I wasn't like. Because I know if I touch any woman, she's going to want to mate with me. So I was already like, okay, I don't want that to happen. Yeah, that's why I usually take the one seat on the, you know, either on the exit door. But like, I was like, like, it's not about being obese. It's about being considerate. And like, and shame on American Airlines for making you look like, oh, well, you're fat shaming. You know, like, that's no, you weren't. You're like, enforce your own rules. By the way, my parents who are in their 60s and don't have a lot of money, they're both on fixed incomes. They buy a third seat because they're both bigger people. So they'll buy like a 3-pack, you know, and they'll just, so then they only have to buy one extra seat. They'll get the 3-pack. And like, because if you fly a lot, there's either a 2-pack or a 3-pack for the most part. Very rarely will you see like a 5-pack or 7-pack, and that's on international flights. You might see a 5-row or something. But they buy the extra seat, and they don't have that extra money, but they've actually literally travel less because they know we got to get the extra seat.
I just think that's really considerate. I mean, I would argue that people shouldn't be letting themselves get to a point where they're that big anyway. And again, I realize that some people have health conditions or there's things that they're battling with. I understand that. But I think it's like, and this is, I don't know. I don't know how to articulate this. I guess like we kind of sign a social contract.
It's two different topics. If
you're going to exist in the world to like not, you know, I don't know how to articulate it without being.
You can be as fat as you want.
Yeah, but just don't get on a flight next to me.
Right. That's all. Yeah, right. That's all we're saying, right?
Why is that ringing? Yeah, I see Gary Johnson's here. Welcome. What's how long was the flight? I don't remember. I don't remember initially. But it was long enough. I mean, the reality is like she also discussed how she doesn't like touching people either, and I'm kind of the same way. The fact is I'm pretty sure that if I was in that situation, I would have. If I walked up on there and saw my seat was between those two people, I would have probably. I don't know. It depends on what kind of mood I'm in, but there's a very good possibility I might have just said out loud for everyone to hear, "Oh hell no," because I'm fed up with the bullshit from everyone, from every goddamn one. That's why I'm on here, fucking on full attack mode on half these fucks out here in the world. There's so many people out there are goddamn morons. These two people literally thought it was okay for them to get on board that plane and not buy 3 seats. I'm sorry, you got to buy 3 seats. You're going to take up 3 seats. You got to buy 3 seats. You can tell me it's not your fault all day long. The reality is that a lot of these people will say, "Oh, it's not my fault," blah blah blah, and most of them are full of shit. You know, they're lying. Now, to some extent, a lot of this isn't their fault, even if it's a eating problem. Now, that's part of the thing. Like, I'm helping those kinds of people right now, right? I'm telling you what you really need to do. I'm telling you what the real answer to the question is. You know, you can go get the false equation, the calories in, calories out bullshit, which is absolute, complete, total bullshit. Do not believe calories in, calories out. It looks like it works for a short period of time, but then it fails. There's a reason. Go watch Bart K. He's all the time railing on people about calories. Every time they bring up calories in, calories out, he's like, calories are heat. And he's right. It sounded good. The theory sounds good to your average person, but if you really think about it and kind of look into, you know, how are calories, how they determine what calories are, and does your body do that? And your body does not fucking do that. That's not how it works. So the answer for all these people is change what you eat, not to what most people will tell you, but to 100% carnivorous food. Only fatty meat. Eat as much fat as you feel like as you want to. Some people don't want to eat any fat, but you really need to eat. You need to get used to eating the fat. Do not trim the fat off your steak. That's an extremely bad idea. You have no idea how bad an idea that is. Do not trim the fat off your steak. When you cut a piece off your steak, cut it with a little bit of that fat on there, and you eat that fat. Don't throw it away. And you may sit here, though, I got enough fat on me. Look, fat does not become fat. Get that out of your head. That's like the cholesterol thing. They tell you, oh, you got to eat low cholesterol food. The amount of cholesterol that you consume has nothing to do with the cholesterol levels in your blood. There's very little association between the two. Your body needs cholesterol. If your cholesterol levels are out of whack, at least out of whack according to them, it's because things are dysfunctional if it's not where it's supposed to be. But again, this is according to them. Chances are, whatever, if they're telling you your cholesterol is too high, it's actually not. But they think they got everything wrapped up in a pretty bow for you. And flying in the face of what we are actually designed to eat, what our ancestors did for thousands upon thousands of years, hunting the biggest, fattiest, red-meated animals of the land. I sit here today, I can't believe that I thought that was the way it was, right? That humans were hunter-gatherers, and they ate all these vegetables and fruits and stuff, and they gathered nuts, and no, actually they fucking didn't. That's a really recent development. On occasion, they might eat some stuff and dick around with some stuff, but their true design and what they normally ate was meat. Period. Fatty meat. And if you switch to that diet, you do not have to restrict yourself. You can sit and eat fatty steak and bacon and eggs as much as you want. Eat as much as you want. Smother it in cheese. Eat until you are full. If you do that for 6 months, you will lose weight. You'll lose weight earlier, but you will lose weight. You simply, If you're overweight now, you simply cannot. You'll lose weight. You cannot gain weight eating like that. Try it. Give it a try. You'll see. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. And I mean, there's 1,000 different metabolic pathways of reasons of that, but it takes a while to understand it. The average person isn't trained in this stuff, though. They don't know shit about it. And they'll be so quick to shoot me down on this without any information at all. They think they got information, but they do not. Humans are designed to be hyper carnivores. Professor Bart Gay goes so far as to say obligate hyper carnivores, which is correct. You must eat meat to be healthy. You must. The nutritional content of meat is what your body actually needs. You can get by on vegetables for a while, but look at a vegan over time. And also, I challenge any vegan. I challenge all you vegans out there. Whatever metrics you need to use to figure out how your brain is being affected by your diet. Get a baseline. Eat your vegan diet honestly. Don't cheat. You don't get to have supplements. Look, caveman didn't have supplements. If humans are supposed to eat plants, you shouldn't need supplements. You should be able to eat whatever's on the goddamn land. And shut the fuck up with your excuses. And then measure the effect that's had on your brain. Again, whatever metrics you plan on using. What you really need is a cranial capacity. Not cranial capacity, but your actual brain mass. And I'm not sure if they can really do that while you're still alive. But yeah, they can. They can scan shit. It's just your brain shrinks. They've been able to figure that out so far. But what says on the bright side? If there happened to be a crash, then she got the two overweight people to take any of the impact. Yeah, she'd probably survive, but she'd be covered in a massive fat splatter. Mr. Lee said I lasted 17 hours on one flight with screaming baby next to me. Awful. Yeah. What are you doing, old man? Says Bat Mom. Oh, raising hell. Welcome to the chat, Bat Mom. Mr. Lee says I would rather have two fatties than a screaming baby. Just saying. I wouldn't sit between them. As for a baby, I don't know what is the appropriate thing to ask about that. Do you take the baby to one end of the plane? Do they like they should? They're you would think they would have some kind of something they can do about that kind of thing. If you bring in a baby on a plane, we need to put you at the back of the plane or whatever the whatever they can do. Because a lot of people do not. I mean, a lot of people are already stressed out enough being on a plane. You're being crammed in a tin can like a sardine and flying through the goddamn air. You don't need any other bullshit. But yeah, if I walked up on two people that big, and I don't want to touch them. I don't want to sit between them. They got those two seats on purpose, right? I wonder how many times that brother and sister have gotten on a plane and one of them got the aisle seat, one of them got the window seat, and knowing that center seat, no one would want to sit there, and they would get the seat for free because the airline won't grow a set of balls and enforce their own policy. Let's see. Batman says that's why you give your kid melatonin before flight. Drug that little sucker. Jen's here. Says hello to everybody. Welcome, Jen. Angel's here. Welcome. Mr. Lee says calorie counting is rubbish. It absolutely is rubbish. Look, I've told you all y'all need to know. your diabetes symptoms will go away. Your autoimmune symptoms will go away. Your brain will function better. Your gut will function better. Your appetite will go down. Your weight will go down effortlessly. And if you have cancer, probably going to go away as well. Not every time, but a lot of times it will. Gary says, I'm looking the other way, but hello to Mr. Lockbeard's channel, and hello, everyone. Batmom says she loves steak fat. Bread made me fat. Yeah, bread is one of the things that will fatten people up. Any kind of carbs in particular. But as far as inflammation goes, like everybody's got all kinds of inflammations. Your organs are inflamed, your tissues are all inflamed because you're eating toxins all the time in the form of plants. So it's not just carbs that's a problem, it's plants. They're all toxic to you. So Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, the peeps won't listen about how good fat is for you. I have given up. Well, don't give up too much, Mr. Lee. We got to cure the world of this ridiculousness before they outlaw real meat and try to make everybody eat that fake meat poison crap that they've been. Although they keep failing on that crap. They keep failing on that Beyond Meat and all that bullshit. They keep failing. Gary says, I don't care for people who think they're just it. Welcome to Ernie Roberga. Did I tell you welcome already? Mr. Lee says, I eat an average of 4 eggs a day. I'm a lean man. Yeah. I don't eat eggs every day, but usually on the days that I do, I eat 4 fried eggs. And I end up throwing away some of the white of the eggs. I don't eat the white. All I really want is the yolk. That's where all the nutrition is. That was what was really jacked up about the gym. Like I never got onto the egg whites thing, but a lot of guys in the gym got on this whole thing. They fell for that whole thing where you drink egg whites or you take egg whites powders or egg whites because you're trying to get away from the bad stuff in the yolk, and that was just stupid. Egg whites are practically useless, really. You should throw them away and only eat the yolks. If that's an option for you and you're not worried about saving the money, not wasting the food, I mean, you can give it to dogs, throw it to the birds, whatever. Nature will take it back. She has no problem taking it back. You can throw it out in the yard. Something will goddamn eat your egg whites. You don't need your egg whites. Your egg whites are a waste of space in your stomach. And that's one thing that's been kind of a concern for me when I'm, eating carnivore is I'm like, I don't want to waste. My appetite level has dropped so much that I don't want to waste the space on useless shit like egg whites. Throw the egg whites away. The egg whites are just there for my yolk to float in until I'm ready to eat it. Shit. Mr. Lee says Lockbeard can invent a brain capacitor. Yeah, I need to invent the flux capacitor. The flux capacitor. Do some time travel. Oh wait, I already told y'all. Time travel's dumb. And it can't happen. No matter how much sci-fi is convinced you time travel is possible, it is fucking not. Forward, it is very hard, but and surviving the trip because you're dealing with powerful fields and stuff like that. Going forward wouldn't be a huge issue. You couldn't have a grandfather paradox that way. Going backwards, absolutely the fucking possible. That's just a ridiculous idea. Everyone should get that the hell out of their mind. If there's any scientists trying to work on time travel, If you ever were somehow able to do it, it would cause so much bullshit. It wouldn't even be like like in science fiction. It's all the time they like time travel, and then they have to go through an ordeal to fix things, but then they fix things and everything's okay. Yeah, that's not going to be the reality, motherfuckers. you would, if you ever were to able to somehow pull off reverse time travel, you would break some shit so bad. You know, it's that bad. Like it's that bad of an idea. It's that bad of a thing. It's not. Things aren't meant to go in that direction. Shit. That one says I have 4 kids. The last thing I wanted to hear was a kid screaming. Melatonin is not a drug. It's a pleasant gift from God for parents. Well, isn't it technically a hormone? What? I don't know about over there, but in the UK, the major food pubs always have a huge selection of salad as the starter to the main meal. Yeah, and that's when I became, when on carnivore, I had to figure out some kind of alternative. A good alternative for the salad is usually if you ask them for cottage cheese instead of salad, cottage cheese will work, right? Cottage cheese is actually pretty good because I mean, even though it's not the meat, it's the fats and proteins of an animal, and it's been decomposed. This is a good thing, and I ain't gonna go into why it's a good thing. Anyway, cottage cheese is a good option to get instead of your salad, so that you're not eating the plants. You do not. Salad is not healthy for you. That is a lie. It's complete bullshit. Complete bullshit. Mr. Lee says, "Mom, my mom used to put vodka in my bottle to make me go to sleep." No lie. Yeah, they used to do that to babies back in the day. Give them a little whiskey, filling their bowls up with lettuce, cucumber, celery. Yeah, all poisonous to humans. All poisonous to humans. Pub chains to purchase. Yeah. Of course, if you're at a pub, you're drinking alcohol, which is also poisonous to humans. Gary says, if a person talks to me, I would not care what they look like. Having a heart of gold, everyone should have. I don't care what they look like. I just don't want to be sandwiched between them on a goddamn plane. I'm not. I don't want to be. This poor woman was being touched on both sides against her will. The airline should have taken, if they have the policy, if that's your policy, enforce it. But they're afraid to enforce their policy because they're going to be accused of being fat phobic or something. No, the reality is their seats are this size. You can't fit in a seat. Sorry. But we make a certain amount of money per seat. It's just the way it is. Just like, everything else. Everything's by weight going in the air because the fuel takes fuel to haul that amount of weight. They should be happy to buy that seat instead of, like, I don't know. What if they started charging you by the pound? They weigh your ass as you get on the plane. So, well, there's 280 pounds of you, sir. We're charging this much per pound. If you'd like to go and take a big crap, you might be able to save some money. Mr. Lee says, I watch all these foods ads and come up on TV, all have carbs in them. Yeah. You can't get away from it, man. It's everywhere. They even put sugar in half the sausage. You got to watch out. They put a little, like, you're thinking, oh, this is going to be zero carb. Nope, there's a little bit in there. It's not much. But if you're trying to, like, keep it trimmed down, you're having a hard time keeping them carbs down, and you find out you got, 4 or 5 grams in the damn sausage you ate this morning when you didn't have it. You didn't think it was there. It's a problem. Jen says, when they use a lot of bag salads in the restaurants here, you can taste the chemicals to keep it fresh. It's gross. Yeah, I've noticed that a lot more in the last couple of years. It got to me thinking that there might be some kind conspiracy there, you know, because one of the symptoms of the thing, the vid, was, you know, jacking with your taste, getting your taste going away, things tasting different. And I was definitely noticing that chemical taste in the lettuce in particular, the shredded lettuce from restaurants, to the point where I was like, whenever I did go to Taco Bell, I was like, don't put lettuce on the fucking tacos. Don't fucking do it. I don't want one piece of that shit on there. It tastes like chemicals. Tastes like chemicals. Fill your bowl with the salad. Yeah, if there's a salad bar, man, yeah, cottage cheese. Down at that buffet, I hit pretty regularly. I'll get some cottage cheese sometimes. One good thing is they have blue cheese on it. I love blue cheese, so I can eat blue cheese with my steak, and sometimes I'll sprinkle a little bit in with my cottage cheese, or with something else, you know. They also have like pepperonis, so if you want to eat some pepperonis, if they watch me, they'd be like, "Damn, this guy's, you know, we're not making much profit on this person." Yeah, Micheline, mushrooms. I think mushrooms are okay to eat as a carnivore, as long as you're not eating a whole lot of them, because fungus is more closely related to animals than plants. I know it's hard for people to imagine that, because to a lot of people, they look at a mushroom and think, "Oh, this is some kind of plant." No, it's not. It's a fungus, and the fungi kingdom is more closely related to animals than plants. Chessboard's here. Welcome. What says I'll take the grated cheese? Yeah, grated cheese. That's one good thing about the buffet is if I get some pot roast over here, I can put some grated cheese on it, or maybe go get a little taco meat and put some grated cheese on that and melt it. And you know, there's usually a couple different places. There's a tub of sour cream. You can eat all the sour cream you want on carnivore. It's still animal fats and protein. Also, um, also broken down, pre-digested, fermented. That's a good thing. Chessboard says Lockbeard Suitors asked me if I'd like some more peanuts, and I told her I didn't know what to do with the 3 she gave me before. Oh, she didn't get. She gave me three measly peanuts. Yeah. Mayonnaise. The problem with mayonnaise is they put fucking soybean oil in it, man. If you can find mayonnaise that they didn't put soybean oil in it, I like real mayonnaise, but you know, it's as far as I know, there isn't a mayonnaise that's available that is completely devoid of any kind of plant material. I don't think it's even. It may not be possible. Mr. Lee, that be correct. Peanuts are poison. Peanuts are poison. I see we got ourselves a little visitor. I'm actually live streaming to both channels right now, so I don't know which channel is getting the... I guess I'm going to find out here. Yep, it's hitting the main channel. Oh, Jen slayed it. Why are we getting... We are getting hit hard by these bots lately. So some of y'all were suggesting I do some shorts. I didn't do it on this channel. I did some on the other channel today to test it. So, you know, I did what a lot of people did, is grab some shit off of TikTok and threw it on there. And there's one, I don't remember if it's the top most viewed ever on TikTok or the second one. It's really high up there. I think it's like 2.2 billion views. Threw it on there. Within an hour, it had 38,000 views, and then it just leveled off. Like, and looking at the analytics thing, I guess it was putting it on the main page or whatever. And so the only thing I figure is YouTube stopped putting it there after an hour or something. But it was insane. It went nuts. The other ones, not as much. Well, there was one that had a cat on it. It was just a fucking cat keeping its paws warm by putting its tail under its paws. That one had an ass load of views, but it was the same thing. It spiked up real quick for about an hour, and then it leveled off. It's slowly gaining views still, but it's just a big, huge spike, and then it went level. Bottastic. Tinder is hot guy, says Batmom. I wouldn't know. I know that the showrunners, the all-female showrunner team for the She-Hulk show, I think that they 100% have self-inserted themselves into the character of Jen on She-Hulk. Like all the dumb shit that she's doing, she's going out with all these guys and banging all these guys and then ends up in court and has to call a bunch of these guys that she met off of Tinder and it's so goddamn stupid. That show is so good. I mean, I haven't watched any episode fully through. I just watched clips and stuff and synopses and I've seen enough. But there's no who in the hell thought that any of this was going to be a good idea? It was so goddamn ridiculous, the shit that you can see in all the clips and stuff. This has got to be because these showrunners, I don't think these ladies are real writers. Like, I think they're writing what their life is. And in fact, with the I forget her name, Michelle Gao, I think is her name. She's talking about, we're writing about, She-Hulk having to go to the laundromat. The things that people really want. No, nobody gives a fuck about She-Hulk going to the fucking laundromat. People don't watch the superhero movies to watch them go to the goddamn laundromat. I mean, is that the best? Like, these women have zero goddamn good ideas. I'm not saying that there aren't good female writers out there. I'm just saying that the people running She-Hulk are not good writers. They're morons. That one clip, infinitely more than you, was so goddamn stupid. They completely don't understand. I don't know if they didn't even pay attention to everything that happened to Hulk or what. She's saying she controls her anger more than Hulk, more than Bruce, because she gets catcalled in the street and incompetent men tell her how to do her job. Even though several episodes later, she goes and she gets her ass handed to her in court. So maybe she needs somebody to tell her how to do her fucking job. And she needs to set aside her prejudice against men and let a male tell her, if it happens to be a male lawyer telling her, look, you need to do this. If you're not willing to take advice from one gender because you're trying to claim that they're the sexist, you're the sexist. Holy shit, dude. Oh, Trying to catch up in this chat. Bear elk hunting. Be fine. Just has run the course. You sick or something? Mr. Lee says Squatching Cowboy premiere in 55 minutes. Awesome. And he's here. Welcome. He says greetings. I assume from South Carolina. Welcome, Danny. Mr. Lee says also, is Mr. Pat even bothered to have a show later? I don't know. I don't know. I know that Joe is scheduled in a few days from now, several days from now. I don't know if Pat, yeah, that's why I went ahead and started this early, a little bit early, because just to make sure I didn't run into one of them in case they pop up. Because they haven't, neither one of them have been. Well, I think Joe's been sticking pretty hard to 7 p.m. my time, but Pat hasn't been on a hard set schedule. Like if I knew he was going to be on at 6, then I would make sure not be live. If I was going to go ahead and do a live on Friday night, I would start it at 4 to be done by 6. But I don't know if anybody's doing a live tonight that I don't want to run over on. There's some out there that I would have no problem running over on, but I don't want to run over on Pat or Joe. So, Jen says, I like the podcast Ask a Mortician. She did a great documentary, and YouTube stopped the promotion. The link is still there, and CC can be watched. Yeah, YouTube, just sometimes I don't know what the deal is. They don't, because on my other channel, because I tested the shorts thing out today, and I think it just blew up. I had 81 subscribers, and it jumped up to 250 in no time. But then it just stopped. It just stopped, as if YouTube's like, whoa, what we got here? Somebody's trying to grow up in here? Nah, fuck you. And they shut it down. It just fucking stopped to a trickle. So I don't know what it is, but that one video got 38,000 views. I think it was 38, maybe 36,000 views within 1 hour. So YouTube had to have been promoting it or putting it on the, where people is probably there. So but still not monetized. And this channel can't be monetized until December 10th when the strike expires. So this channel's screwed anyway. But I need one of these channels to get monetized, goddammit. It's a money hole. There's been contributors, but it's just not enough. Just not enough. Mr. Lee says She-Hulk is rubbish. Jen says, no, CC, I don't know what my phone decided to do there. CC, are you talking about? You talking about Curious Cryptid? Jen says, Joe, working today, you're not going all night. I didn't think you were, because if you have the show set up for whatever day that is, 17th, I think it is, then I would assume you'd had this one set up tonight. And then as far as Pat goes, again, he hasn't been coming on at a specific time, and he hasn't been on every Friday. So I don't know what to expect tonight. 50 minutes. Angel says Joe is usually 7 on Monday and 8 on Friday. So that's Eastern time, though, right? Because it seems like he's usually on at 7 p.m. my time, Central time, on Fridays. Yeah. Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group. For those that aren't aware. Jen says, Mr. Lee, Bigfoot in Oklahoma, isn't that Cowboys for today? Mr. Lee says, yep. Whiny Big Joe, not Cowboy. Yeah. I need to try and just say Satch. I remember to do it sometimes, and sometimes I don't. So that way we just don't even call either one of them Joe. We got Cowboy and Satch. And here we have Mr. Lee. Donald, where's Donald? I don't know where Donald's at, man. Gary says I'm on Pat timeline and I don't even know when he has a show. Yeah, he hasn't had it regularly Friday night. So I don't know if he's kind of easy because he used to do was it Tuesday show, I think. He used to have a Tuesday show and he stopped doing that, and then now Fridays seem to be sporadic. So I don't know if anybody knows of any potential guests to throw at him. That would be cool. Because I know that's been an issue is finding guests. You know, he likes to have a guest to talk to, and that's just how his show has been. He's not like me where I'll just get on here and bitch. And I don't really want to. I mean, if I'm going to do I told you guys I would want to do a guest type thing eventually when I'm properly prepared to do that. And once the channel has become monetized and I have the funds to be able to handle all the logistics to make that shit happen. I don't got that right now. So that's why it's so important to get the subs up, get the channels monetized, get the channel making money instead of sucking money up so that I can do something with it. There's a lot I can't do until that happens. Yeah, I have to treat it as a hobby, not as a job until it actually makes money, right? Thoughts against his Angel. What says Pat? I don't think I've seen his show. Yeah, it's Squatch Talk. His name is Pat, and it's a real logical, keeping it real perspective over there. Try, he. Sometimes people will talk a little woo, the guests will, but it's not really a place for woo, right? Because woo is just, for the most part, is some pretty ridiculous stuff. But it's a pretty good logical channel to discuss Bigfoot and sometimes other paranormal stuff. Does he have a wife called Robin? Actually, you get them next. Gary says, I would want 10 million to come on a show. 10 million? Wait a minute, you'd want to be paid to come on to a show? Oh, man, I don't think who's got 10 million to pay you? all of our shows are for. I mean, we're not making money. You know what I mean? We're not making money, so that's kind of why I'm not sticking strictly to paranormal, because the paranormal is not going to make money. I mean, some donations come in, but you can't make a job out of it. You can't live on it, and the expenses exceed the donations. So I don't know who you think is going to pay you $10 million to come tell your story. Yeah, there's been dozens of people tell pretty much the same story you said. The Bigfoot's basically the Nephilim or some mystical thing. A whole lot of claims that cannot be proven. So I don't know who's going to pay you $10 million to come tell your story, because they've heard that same story over and over again, and not one lick of proof has ever been provided. Mr. Lee says, thank you, Jen. You got ninja finger. Ninja finger, huh? Pat and Robin. Oh, you're thinking, what's their last name? Somebody know their last name? Jeez. Sure it's the same person? No, you're talking about someone else. Mr. Pat's show, Squatch Talk. Yeah. Let me see. Well, I'll bring it up later. Because we got to talk about Howard Stern a little bit. Because this guy's he's turned into just a moron. Just a moron. Chessboard says, Jen, I had to draft that email for you. Sent it to you. Not the same Pat. Donald, yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. I just can't remember the last names. What up, Lockbeard, says Donald. Welcome, Donald. Keep a lookout. Gary says, but Mr. Lockbeard, it's what I went through and what I seen. Well, I know you say that. I know you believe that. But just consider for a moment that maybe you were mistaken. What if you hallucinated? What if there's some kind of mental issue that you're not aware you have? I mean, it's just there's a lot of questions. I mean, sorry, but I mean, there's just a lot of questions people are going to ask and think, because the things that you have claimed to have seen are so outside of the norm of experience. I know it's experiencing anything like this that can be proven and observed, and it's an extraordinary claim, right? As we say, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So with claims that extraordinary, people are going to ask these questions. Well, is this guy, is he schizophrenic? Is he on some kind of drugs? Was he did he have heat stroke or something, and just hallucinate stuff because he was in such distress? They don't know, and they're going to ask those questions, and you need to not get bent out of shape about it. Just like Joe, Satch, says that he doesn't expect anyone to believe, this is his story, and for him, he knows that Sasquatch is real and he's seen it, but he doesn't expect anyone to accept that as concrete evidence of anything. He don't take it personally that they don't believe him, and he shouldn't. He shouldn't. Raptor Series says, hello, everyone. Question for Lockbeard. Why do you have 2 channels on right now? Trying some stuff out. But one of the things is trying to get the view count up on the other channel so that I can get it monetize. I can't monetize this channel until December. Even if I did get the subscribers up over here, I can't monetize until December. That channel I could monetize tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. I could monetize. Yeah, well, I could monetize tomorrow if I got the subscriber count up by tomorrow and the view count up to where it needs to be by tomorrow. But this channel is screwed until December because I got that strike. Then that strike will expire in December. So I figured it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and stream to both channels for now and try to get some views going over there as well as over on the regular channel. And you know, there's about 200 new subscribers today on the other channel because of the shorts. I started about 11 o'clock this morning and posted, I don't know, 15, 16 shorts. And shit went wild for about an hour. So, and then it tapered off. It's like someone at Facebook said, "Oh, wait a minute, we got a flag on this guy. Why is his channel growing over here? We can't have this shit. Turn off the spigot. Screw down that algorithm on his shit." Not a dumbfounded person. It's a pretty windy place, Mr. Lee. Yeah, we got some wind. We're having some wind. Why, are you seeing it? You hearing it? Checking out. Messing with the microphone. Shut the windows, dude. Man, I would be, because of the sun, I'd be baking in here pretty quick. The only way I'm staying cool is with the doors open. The side doors are open over here, and then this door's open over there, and then that front window is open. So I got some crosswind coming through to keep me cool. Howard Stern. This is actually over on this is well, they got this clip here. It's on the Hodge Twins channel. They had some, you know, they always have funny commentary on this bullshit, any kind of bullshit. And one of the things they mentioned was back in the day, you remember when we were kids and Howard Stern was doing all this crude stuff and all the kids thought it was so cool when he was just being a, you know, what they call him, a shock jock, right? Had porn stars and shit in there getting off, you know. And now this germaphobe, far left cocksucker has been hiding in his house for 2 years. Well, so he says, he claims. Yeah. He's been quarantined for 2 years, so scared of the germ that they claim exist. So let's check this.
Really? I'm not. The first I heard of this guy is that he doesn't want to get his vaccine and he's running around. Nobody's clear what his stat. They should throw him right the out of tennis. That's it.
His status is that he had COVID at the very beginning of COVID. He got
and who knows? He could be lying.
No, he actually did have it and had to sit out some games. And his wife got it as well. But that was a long, long time ago. No one knows his status or whether he could be affected. And he has refused to disclose his vaccine status up until now.
Good. Yeah, you should be out of tennis. He doesn't care about anyone else. His statement was, I'm reading about this guy. Private decisions are things that only affect you in your life. You know, where's the statement? Let me see. Getting vaccinated is a private decision. You shouldn't be mandated.
Well, then stay home.
This is different.
That's the whole
point. Right. Stay away from other people.
You could infect other people. Stay home because you don't want it.
Well, that's like saying smoking's a private decision. Well, that's true. But don't smoke in my face, nut.
No
what
shit.
A dummy. Just a big dumb tennis player.
So he's a big dumb tennis player. Hold on. You obviously got the vaccine. And you stay in your house for 2 years. So that tells everybody what you thought of that damn vaccine. You call him a big, stupid tennis player. You just compared cigarette smoking to getting a virus. I had about enough of you, there, Howard. Did you hear what I just said? Did you hear me? You just compared getting a virus. You compared it to smoking. Secondhand smoke. I don't know what you were so scared of. 99%. That was fucking stupid, right? Comparing secondhand smoke to a virus? He was comparing it to other stuff too. All it's stupid. He was just he's got germ. But he called the tennis player stupid. Why would he do that? Because he's stupid. A lot of people, stupid people, don't realize they're stupid. Yeah, that's why they're stupid. Yeah, they have no clue. They're oblivious. They think they're geniuses. Yeah, but they're stupid. And they're so stupid they don't even realize it. They're oblivious. It's a shame. Yeah, because they're stupid. That's crazy. He said he's stupid because he didn't want to take the vaccine, right? Yeah. He's stupid. But if he take the vaccine, it doesn't keep you from spreading it. So, but why is he stupid for not taking the vaccine? Even if I take the vaccine, and it's not going to stop me from spreading the virus, but he's stupid? Yeah, and how's he stupid if he don't take the vaccine? If he take the vaccine, he can still spread it. That don't make him stupid. I mean, I think it's stupid that you got the vaccine and you still didn't leave your house. How about that for stupid? You're a moron. That was a damn...
Hold on, I take it back. Having technical issues. Mr. Lee says another hair helmet. Yep, another hair helmet. Did Djokovic what? Did he ever get jabbed? Talking about the tennis? Is that the tennis player? Donald's just, because it was no. Just Donald says chessboard. It fought me on the finger identification for a bit, but I got through it. Antivirus not liking the page. They ever use the finger thingy, the password? Actually thought at first it was a look-alike photo. Donald Fuller, you likey? You guys are having a little side conversation there, I think. And I see we got another spam bot that YouTube purposely lets come in here. I know you do that, YouTube. I know it's a goddamn fact. You let these come in here. You have such tight control of other shit, and then somehow you let this slide. I mean, obvious spam bops like this. You can't stop this, but you can do all this funky shit that jack on my channel. You can block Mr. Lee's message the other day that had nothing really wrong with it, but you can let these spam bots come up in here. What? You really think that we are buying into this bullshit, YouTube? That you are not? You're not. You're letting these in here, YouTube. We know you're doing it. You're doing it on purpose. Don't fucking bullshit me. You guys could stop this with ease, but you're letting it happen. Don't fucking bullshit me. tennis player, bad boy tennis, because he wouldn't get jabbed. Jen says chessboard email read and answered. Mr. Hughes here, welcome. Flyby Stews here, welcome. So, Howard Stern. I guess we can look at him a little bit more here. Hold on a sec, because he's calling. They beeped out all the things he called this tennis player. They beeped out all the stuff he called tennis player. The Hodge twins said exactly what they thought he was a moron, and I agree with the Hodge twins. This guy, Howard Stern, you're a moron. The guys made a point there. Like, if you thought that the jab was all that, why did you hide in your house for 2 years? See, I'm gonna, if I can't prove shit, but how much you want to bet he never actually got jabbed for shit? That Howard Stern didn't actually get jabbed. He's fucking lying. He's a goddamn liar, guaranteed. I mean, that's all. You just a worthless parasite on humanity, man. Shut the fuck up and crawl back in your hole and stay there this time, Howard Stern. Jimbo's here. Welcome. Says, what the hell's going on around here? That's what we try to figure out every fucking day, man. Yeah, got all these bots that YouTube allows to come into the chat. These goddamn bots. They'll block a comment from Mr. Lee 3PO, a mod for the channel. And YouTube somehow thinks it's okay to block one of his comments. But they'll let these bots come in here all rampant and shit. We gotta keep challenging YouTube, but for their bullshit. Call them out. Don't let them win. What says if you put Howard Stern's hair on Djokovic, then they would look similar in that photo? Oh, perhaps. Maybe he might pass for a younger version, but we remember what Stern looked like when he was younger. You're a moron, Howard Stern. When the winds change, you'll probably act like, oh, I was fooled, blah, blah, blah. No, you didn't. You just rolled over and joined the winning team. That's what you were doing. You weren't doing what you thought was right or what you goddamn believed. You were joining what you thought was the winning team. Well, your team's losing, Howard Stern. Your far left nut job fucktards is losing. And the chat starting to fly. Ported 3 of them. Mr. Lee triggered the bot? Maybe. Donald says, some reason I couldn't click on them, must have been too slow. I mean, ultimately, what's the, do they do any actual harm? I guess would be the question. Other than flooding the damn chat, but with 5 messages in a row like that, but beyond that, do they really harm anything? Mr. Lee says, I heard YouTube moderators all from China watching us. Yeah. Very likely, Mr. Lee. Jen is Quick Draw McGaw. Possibly. Fuck out of here. Fucking Howard Stern. Let me pull up Pat's channel real quick. That's a new banner, isn't it? New banner. Pat's at 888 subs. We need to get him to 1,000 as well. And he did his call-in show last Friday. I don't know. Still don't know if he's going to be on tonight, though. I'm not seeing any sign of it, but that don't necessarily mean anything. Yeah, TikTok is a Chinese. It's one big Chinese bot. It's one big Chinese bot. And, you know, Pat's link up. Mr. Lee put it up earlier. He might drop it again. I might be able to drop it. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Yep, looks like Mr. Lee got it. Well, 17 minutes. Yeah, we might be running over that a little bit, but Mr. Lee, has Cowboy been dropping a premiere every Friday night at that time? Is that what's been going on? On the Freeman footage? Man, I don't know for sure. All I know is Scott and Hannah seem to try to keep things logical, you know. So, you know, I hope that everybody here that goes over there, you know, treats them nice, treat them good. They're really nice people, and they seem to try to not let a bunch of woo shit run away with them. So, yeah. But I don't know. I don't know that for sure about the Freeman footage, you know. See if I can pull some up. Where is it at? I just don't like seeing names like Barackman. high check. TV show personalities, actors claiming to be legit Bigfoot researchers who have resources at their disposal that none of us will ever fucking have, and yet they can't find shit. However, they manage to maintain just this constant presence in the Bigfoot community. You know, if they're not on a TV show, they're on a podcast somewhere or something. And you know, why are they getting fed continuously when they have failed? Give somebody else a chance. Whoever's doling out the cash to do this shit. These people have failed. And we don't trust them. I don't trust Matt Moneymaker. I don't trust Cliff Barackman. You know, I don't trust them. They are TV show actors. And they didn't find shit. They even named their show dishonestly. They named it Finding Bigfoot. Did they find a fucking Bigfoot? Unless you're counting Bobo, you didn't find shit. So even the name of your show is misleading. Mr. Lee says, Cowboys premieres are random. He hasn't been feeling well lately, though. He asked me to come and watch, so I'm going to. Awesome. Well, hopefully everybody else will make it over there. Or they may not make it over there as it's premiering, but they may make it over there, you know, on the replay, you know. Donald says he thinks it's phooey. I think the Freeman footage is phooey. What's a good channel to see? I know that, like, there's been some issues with like the again, if they've fiddled with the footage to make it show what they want it to show, how do I know? Because, you know, I'm not a, you know, video expert or anything. How do I know that they just didn't modify it in such a way so that it would show what they wanted it to show, not to uncover details that were already there? Make sense? They modified the film. So how do I know that isn't a process of how I know that whether it's a process of uncovering details that were not discernible before, or if they just made it look like what they wanted to show to help proliferate their bullshit? I don't know that. That's the problem. But is there a channel where, I mean, we could try to show some of it here if you can think of a channel. I don't know what channel to look at to see if I can find it. Gary says, you see, I can handle the drama. Yeah. Holly is there. Is he already started? Are you saying he already started? Thought he wouldn't start until a little while. Yeah, he ain't starting yet. Donald says, yeah, hearing about making profit from it is a little problem. Is a little problem for me. Yeah, I think that people who are legitimately working on the issue should get paid. They're working. It's a job. But Barackman, Moneymaker, Highcheck, these people's job is to make these documentaries and shit, to present the search for Bigfoot. If they ever find Bigfoot, the big money of the shows, the mystery of Bigfoot, we're trying to find this thing, and all this crazy shit happens. We got Bobo over here making mating calls at the woods because he's horny or some shit. And, just these guys are there to present a story of searching for a mystery. They're not trying to find shit. I'm just finding it really hard to believe. They have tremendous resources at their disposal. They've probably been told by whoever's got the money, look, you find Bigfoot, and we're not going to be able to have these shows with these suspenseful shows anymore. It'll be all over. That money train will be over, and it'll go to a National Geographic documentary kind of thing that most people find boring. Some people don't. Some people like them, but most people, these younger generation, they're not into watching, National Geographic studying some native tribe somewhere in the freaking Congo. They don't give a fuck. And there's nothing really all that suspenseful about it. It's a known thing. There's no real mystery. It's just a tribe of people. And that's what Sasquatch will become once we're able to repeatedly and reliably observe them. And it becomes science instead of a bunch of speculation and bullshit like you saw on Finding Bigfoot and Monster Quest. Big pile steaming turd of bullshit. People acting like they're researching, but they ain't found shit. Coming up with all kinds of ridiculous bullshit that no one's proven. No one's proven that any sound comes from them. They can't even look. You have to be able to observe the animal creating the sound before you can claim the animal makes the fucking sound. It's ridiculous. So you can't say that. You can't claim that. But you got your PV over here claiming that he's got the equation figured out, the wood knocking equation figured out. And we know that's bullshit now because he blocked everybody once we started questioning it, right? Because he can't withstand scrutiny. His claims cannot stand up to scrutiny. So we know that's bullshit, and no one's ever claimed that. Structures, there's been nothing ever to support that the structures have anything to do with Bigfoot. Most of the time when you look at these things, it looks to me that it can be explained much more simply and easily, Occam's razor style, as either A, some fucking branches fell on the fucking forest floor, the end. Simple as that. Or B, some people were out there jacking around, bushcrafters, kids, a hunter, something. Or even the person who claimed to have found it may have been the one who actually made it and is actually perpetrating a goddamn hoax. You got to prove that Bigfoot makes structures before you go out there and make a big goddamn study of structures as if it's a real goddamn phenomena of Bigfoot. Stop wasting your time and stop wasting the viewers' time. Fucking morons. And it gets worse. It gets worse. We got the cloaking Bigfoot theory and the the hollow hair stuff that they had. You got to prove that comes from a Sasquatch. Have you done that? Fuck no, you have not. And then you got the goddamn flying squirrel bullshit. Holy shit. We are like one cunt hair away from flying monkeys here. Son of a bitch. We're almost there. We're the flying squirrels. We're almost the goddamn flying monkeys. You're fucking psychedelic. Literally, they're trying to claim fucking, god damn it, psychedelic flying squirrels. Bigfoot. They're claiming they know what Bigfoot sees in different spectrums, and that's, of course, we haven't been able to prove it exists, but somehow these assholes know what they can see. You ain't got one body on a slab anywhere. You can't even begin to know that kind of shit. Lots of wild claims out there. Just versus Lockbeard sent you an email. What says it? Is it the one where the thing charges towards the cameraman? Paramedic says, I wonder how much it takes to modify footage to show what you want it to show. May not take much. I mean, I haven't really given the case much thought myself because I just didn't see anything that really, it ain't no Patty. It ain't no Patty. Donald says Sasquatch Archives might have footage of it. I remember seeing the whole film when I came on YouTube, but I can only find a snippet now. Yeah. No one walks right to the left and appears to pick something up. Right to left and appears to pick something up. Nikki found it last night someplace. Yeah. Somewhere name, but where it charges towards the camera? It's the one where he says, there he goes. Yeah, there he goes. Never be the same again. Probably run home and cry like a baby. If they face the big guy. Ruthless is here. Welcome. What's up? Mr. Lee says, finding Bigfoot. What a joke that was. It was a goddamn joke. Monster Quest 2. Ruthless says, fuck, I love the cut of your jibe. Thank you, man. Thank you. Bones, Mr. Lee. Donald says, yeah, I asked her for a link, but she must have not seen my comment. I mean, I can try to pull up something if I know where it's at. I did a quick search on YouTube there, but I don't know if I'm looking at the right thing. Raptor says, I've been saying this for a long time, and Lockbeard is actually saying what I said. I'm in shock. Well, yeah, I mean, I need, I'm a scientifically minded person. I need some like real proof of stuff. There's just all these claims that people make and they don't have any actual evidence for their claim. No proof of their claims. So there's no point in holding back. I mean, and some people have been very critical of me because I'll be criticizing this or that. And I'm like, dang, you need to chill. I'm like, no, that's the problem. We've been chilling too much. And you notice lately there's been a couple people like going balls deep because they're sick of this shit too. They're getting sick of this shit too because we keep going round and round over and over again. The same old bullshit. We got Rick Dyer coming back for fuck's sake. How the fuck do we have Rick Dyer over on TikTok? And it even sounds like anyone that's a sensibly minded person listens to the shit that's coming out of his mouth over there, and you're like, this guy's just a whack job being a comedian, right? It just sounds, if I never heard of him before and I saw him, those clips now, I'd be like, this is just a guy being a comedian. He's just saying a bunch of over the top shit. I'm the greatest Bigfoot hunter there is, and and all this shit. That's clearly not a legit Bigfoot hunter, right? It's someone doing a parody and joking and satire but there's people commenting underneath his shit that actually believe he's legit. We got some morons out there, folks. Morons. Hollow hair, flying squirrels. I mean, yeah, it's getting pretty wild. Polar bears have a hollow hair thing, and it doesn't make them invisible. It just makes them white. It makes all the light bounce off. Well, it sort of, but because their skin's actually black. So what they think's going on, part of what's going on there is that it allows a lot of light to just pass on through the fur to the skin, and then the skin gets hot from the sunlight because the skin's black. But I don't know how accurate that stuff is. so hard, Lockie. Wizard awesome. Pet fly me pretties. Yeah, seriously. We're up to flying goddamn monkeys, man. We're just about there. Any day now, someone probably watching this right now thinking, oh damn, I didn't think about that. I need to go claim I saw some flying fucking monkeys. Wizard of Oz was real. There's also munchkins out there. We're almost to we've been almost to munchkins for a long time because people have been seeing little people for centuries. So we might as well just have someone make a YouTube channel claiming that Wizard of Oz is not fiction. It's a documentary. Oh shit. Got the witches, scarecrows, cowardly lions, and the Tin Man. Mr. Lee says, Paro, I wish he would have got some video of you. I love that cowboy man. Pyro says, Mr. Lee, it was cool watching him and Keith Crabtree try to outdo one another. I thought they were going to throw down and arm wrestle. All right, man, no problem. See you in a little bit. Maybe we'll probably be done here by the time. Because how long's he? It's like a 30. Isn't he usually pretty short upload, right? Bye bye Stu says, I'm out. Lockbeard chat. Catch you in a bit. I'll throw up Cowboys channel anyway. Hold on a second. There we go. Bam. Yeah, if anybody's wanting to go over there, he's not doing a live stream, but he's doing a premiere. So if y'all really, really want to see it as it's premiering, I ain't going to hold it against you. Ruthless says, so many people cannot fathom insane and batshit ideas get out for people to pick up and repeat psyops. Yeah. Some of it probably is. It probably really is. There are people out there spreading misinformation, government agents spreading misinformation to muddy the waters. And of course, so to some extent, we always got to be kind of suspicious. If someone's telling me that I'm being an asshole I'm spooking people from telling their stories, that just means, one, I have to be a little suspicious that this person, they may actually just be a person that believes it, but they also may be a government agent trying to use that as a tactic to get me to stop. So I think the best thing I can do is just go balls deep on them motherfuckers and say, look, that's a bunch of bullshit. We got thousands of stories. 1,000 more stories aren't going to get us any closer to shit. We need goddamn evidence. We need to stop muddying the water with bullshit, and you need to shut the fuck up. People, there'll be plenty of people to tell stories for 100 years. There, but the stories aren't telling us anything new. They're not getting us any closer to anything. If these people, the ones that are real, they're all dealing with the same thing. They're all going to have similar stories. Now, it's good when we get some new accounts that seem legit, but in reality, if someone is too spooked to tell a story, unless we treat them with kid gloves, it's going to prevent us from getting anywhere and getting any closer to actual evidence of what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. But we have plenty of stories. We have people like Satch and Joe of Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group and Jay Fritz, who are both have a story that is very plausible. Doesn't have any weird, crazy shit going on. They both basically saw a big, hairy dude in the woods, apparently trying to hunt some game. Real mundane, real regular shit. Something that any a wild human would be doing, or any wild animal would be doing. Just regular shit. He wasn't jumping through portals. He wasn't talking to you psychically. He wasn't cloaking. He wasn't jumping on a spaceship to hitch a ride to the next planet. Just regular shit. And so, what's more encounters going to do? It's not going to tell us anything more other than we got a big hairy dude in the woods. Sometimes he hunts. Sometimes he might yell at you. Who knows? But in general, that's not giving us evidence. Stories aren't giving us evidence. So you want me to treat people with kid gloves so that they will talk? What's their story going to change? Nothing. It's not going to change shit. Just going to keep on your little train, though, the channels that depend on storyteller after storyteller. You want a ghost story channel, go to a ghost story channel, but don't come to me complaining about what I'm doing. On my channel, we're interested in finding evidence of paranormal phenomena and digging through the bullshit. You don't like that kind of shit? Go over to a storytelling channel and stay the fuck over there. That's all I know to tell you, because that's not what we're doing here. Sometimes people might tell their story here in the future. I don't know. Occasionally that might happen. I might tell you about what someone's story is, but I don't depend on guest, new storytell, new experiencers every goddamn week to come on and tell stories to do what I'm doing here. That's not what I do. So don't complain to me because you don't like the fact that I'm challenging bullshit when I see it. You know, so see, we got Gary here. He says, I've got a question for these experts in Bigfooting. Well, who here is a big expert? You know, everybody says this, and there ain't no real experts. But why are ghosts with Bigfoot? What is the question? The question is stating it as if it's a fact, a known fact that ghosts are with Bigfoot. That is not a known fact. That is not a known fact. So the question is invalid, right? I mean, well, there's a couple things wrong with your question. One, we haven't actually scientifically proven Bigfoot's real, and you know, ghosts are pretty much not scientifically proven anyway. I could argue, you know, basically, because again, using the word theory, I'm trying to use the word theory appropriately. Most people, when they say that's just a theory, they mean no, that's just a hypothesis. That's what you mean. You don't know what a fucking theory is. A theory is something, it has a body of scientific evidence behind it. So a lot of you people out there who are saying that's just a theory, you're using the fucking word theory wrong. Where's that clip? Where the hell? Where's it at? We got to play it. Where is it at? God damn it. Here it is.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Why do we have to use that so fucking often? Anyway, if you want to know theory, field theory, the science of that, you need to go over to Ken Wheeler's channel and try to start wrapping your mind around that shit. And by the time, one day you will, if you keep at it, one day you'll get it and you'll understand why I'm telling you that ghosts are more scientifically proven than Bigfoot at this point. You know, if not through direct evidence, at least through the theory of it, that it must be because we know this and that, basically. But there's a lot of things that are bits of evidence that could be direct scientific evidence of ghosts, but we don't want to go. But anyway, they're not proven well enough for the question. You know what I mean? The question, you're asking the question as if we know for a fact, no one can question that ghosts exist. And we know for a fact that Bigfoot exists. No one can question. And so by asking the question the way you are, you're asking why are ghosts with Bigfoot. So you're making a number of claims there. You're claiming that we know for a fact ghosts exist, we know for a fact Bigfoot exists, and we know for a fact they're hanging out together for a drink at the pub. And we don't know any of that shit really. So the question's invalid. The question's completely invalid. So you know, you got to ask the right questions before. Angel says TikTok is mostly younger, impressionable people. Yeah, it's so goddamn ridiculous, you know. And I've been, you know, of course, I knew this for a long time because there were, you know, this has been part of the discussion for a long time that short videos, blah 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 blah. It seems like such a goddamn waste of time, you know. But the reality is, it drives the shit out of stuff. Like I told y'all earlier, I put that one video on the backup channel at 11 a.m. Within an hour, it had 36,000 views. It's not Bigfoot related or anything like that, but and then it leveled off because I think YouTube stopped promoting it. But my subscribers over there went from 81 to like 260 or something like that. Like that. You know, I put like I think 16 or so different shorts over there, but that one short just went fucking wild. People, I guess, are just sitting there, just one short video after another. You know, for whatever reason, that's a, you know, they say people they see it's just seconds or 30 seconds or a minute. You know, they know they're only invested for that much time. You know. They're not really interested in long form type material. Confirmation bias. Chess4 says, thanks, Lockbeard, for what I do. What I do to deserve a thanks. Bingo, disinformation, says Ruthless Hot. Watching both Lockbeard and Cowboy. Hey, if you can pull it off. Gets repeated without qualifications. That's what Chinese whispers are. Bees here, welcome. Oh, we got another bot. It's okay. Ruthless says Planet of the Apes came out early 70s. Let that makeup of that time sink in. Well, I mean, that's why a lot of people that's one of the reasons why a lot of people think that, you know, Patty was real, is because, you know, if Hollywood couldn't pull off that kind of costume trickery at the time, there certainly wasn't any CGI. So basically, it wouldn't have been possible to fake it. A lot of people feel like it would not have been possible to fake it. So I wish the footage was more clear so we could, you know, because I'm not prepared to say 100% that could not have been faked, but a lot of people are. Yeah, darn bots. They're just taking up space in the chat. You know, I'm not. Some people try to say, yeah, well, if you don't deal with them, then YouTube's going to blame you for whatever they post or some nonsense. But are they even posting anything that bad? They're advertising Tinder, I guess, or something that claiming to be Tinder. Quick Witty's here. He says, good job on the count high check video. Still waiting on the Zasky one, Lockbeard. Well, Quick Witty, I would love to go balls deep on everybody out there, but the reality is it takes a lot of time to kind of get properly prepared for all this, and there's some cases where there's other people trying to help, like volunteering, and funding is going to be a major hindrance until the channel, well, monetization needs to happen, which means I need to get the subscribers up. So people need to share the hell out of the channel, and try to get the subscriber numbers up. And even then, there's no guarantee that YouTube's going to let me be monetized, because there seems to be the small possibility they might tell me to go fuck myself. So the only way I'm able to get any kind of funding at the moment is through PayPal donations, and that hasn't been. There's been some, very grateful for those, but there's costs associated with all this. Like I've ran out of storage space. So as far as backing up anything, I'm going to need to upgrade my storage on the cloud drive. So I can't even live stream over on Rumble until I get over 100 followers on Rumble, or pay for pay for it. You can get there two ways, but there's a lot of stuff to do, and a lot of times need to be doing it. So finding the time, so if I'm too busy doing other stuff and I don't got enough people contributing to help, and I can't sure shit can't pay anyone to help, and if I have to work another job other than doing this, there's just a lot of factors there so yeah, Zasky would certainly be one. I wouldn't mind slaying the fuck out of one of these days. I think it's best to wait a while, though, because he's a little too too close connected to someone who's passed away recently. So I don't want to. We need to wait a little while on that one, I think, and see what he continues to do. Maybe he'll start to retreat from the subject matter, and maybe he'll become less of a priority. Volta nonsense expose. Man, I think he mentions us, Donald. I think he mentions us every so often because his views go up when he does. Because some of us come over there to come see what he says, and then his views go up. I mean, I get the same thing happens over here. Like my highest, like the high check video, had a little bit more views than a regular video. The DDoS video is I think it's my most viewed one ever on this channel. Go figure. So, Quick Witty says, Donald, that guy is straight up crazy and delusional. Yeah, he's fucking nut, man. He's out of his goddamn mind. How in the hell that girl latched on to him is that's probably telling about her. She's probably batshit psycho herself if she latched on to him. That's Lucky Jen. See you later, Ruthless. Bones, he says, be good to each other. We'll all try. Angel says, I think the title of the one got people's attention. AOC. Yeah, it got some people. Yeah. That chick's crazy, man. But it's funny. They're turning on each other. It's happening more and more because they keep doing this shit where, it's weird, we're going a little bit left here. We're gonna push a little bit more, and then as they keep pushing a little more to the left, they'll be like, you're basically end up with more of your party on this side, on the right side of you, and then these over here start attacking these over there for not being woke enough, not being far left enough. And so they start turning on each other. They start eating each other up. And it's not until that line gets pushed over far enough that a person is on this side that they realize that their party has completely lost its fucking mind. There's far righties that are, same situation. It's just they're not really the problem right now. They're just kind of over there having Triple K Club rallies, I guess, or some shit. Gary says, and why did I see them each and every time I was doing my quest with Bigfoot? Well, I mean, I guess the question is, Gary, how do we know? Well, one, how do we know you're telling us the truth? How do we know you aren't dreaming or hallucinating? How do we know you don't have a mental issue like schizophrenia? How do we know any of this stuff? The only thing we know is that your claims are extraordinary. So people are far less likely to believe an extraordinary story like that, that isn't rooted in the reality that most of us know. We don't see this kind of wild stuff in reality. So either you're making it up or you're hallucinating, or you're just mistaken somehow, or I don't know. Maybe the government's messing with your head. We don't know. It's just, I mean, you're stating it as if it's a fact, but you have to understand that we cannot take it as a fact. You need to bring some evidence to the table, and then maybe a new discussion can come of it. But right now, the claims that you've made are so extraordinary that we cannot just accept it. I'm sorry. It's just, there's more likely explanations. And the first one is that you're probably making it up. That's what most people are going to think, is that you're making it up. The second option is that you are hallucinating or something. If it's happening to you repeatedly, that you got some kind of a mental problem, that you're hallucinating. That's probably going to be the second option that most people are going to think of. But so we don't know, don't be offended by it or anything like that. You just have to understand that people can't just believe a wild story like that just because someone on the internet pops up and says all this stuff. Man, we see this every other week. And I think most of them are just people making shit up. But then there's some people that they think they saw something, they were just mistaken, and it didn't happen the way they thought it did. They didn't see a Bigfoot just vanish. They just thought it vanished. It didn't actually vanish. And maybe they did see a Bigfoot, but they didn't see a Bigfoot vanish and cloak like the Predator in the movie. And then a smaller percentage of them are just people that are schizophrenic or something. So they got some kind of mental issue. We can't really know until you've been evaluated to know which one you fall into. But you have to understand that people you can't expect people to just believe a wild story like that. And I know that this main ghost has some traits of Bigfoot. I'm going to say Bigfoot is possessed by it. But how do you know that? She's seeking YouTube fame. Oh, you mean Christina? Yeah. I'm sure she is. Christina, haven't you noticed that I am the real up and comer? No. Hold on a second. Fuck no. Stay the fuck away from me. Don't even come anywhere near my estate. You clearly fucking nuts. I better clarify that shit right now. What says, well, the DDoS video was actually the first one of yours I watched, probably because of a YouTube search at the time. That video made me aware of your channel. Awesome. Yeah, we need to make a whole bunch more people aware. Share it everywhere. We got to grow it. Like, it needs to become profitable so I can, comfortably, spend all the time I need on it. And there's equipment that I need to get and upgrade some stuff. Like, this computer barely keeps up with this shit. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that just to grow the thing, to grow this monster, to be able to go to some of these locations and actually check them out myself. I've never been to the location of the Patty film. That would be, I think, a good thing to do. It's just something, if you're going to be messing around with this Bigfoot shit, you probably need to go there at some point and maybe see something. Who knows? Might see something. And then maybe eventually start talking to some people on the live stream, actually get some guests, but actually go to them and, be in the same room with them, and instead of doing it over live stream, if possible. Gary says, cause I went and faced him each and every time. I never chicken out. B. Lynn says, what? Glad you found this. It's all good. Don says, stay clear of her, Lockie. Something wrong upstairs. Stocking vault. Yeah. Well, crazy finds crazy, right? So she's probably right where she needs to be. Yeah. Stay the fuck away from me. Because sometimes crazy gets a wrong turn and finds a perfectly sane person and fucks up their life. Yeah, I've had enough of that bullshit. Had enough of that bullshit. There's only so much I want to even say about some of that bullshit. Quick Witty says that crazy chick had face paint on like a Native American the other day. Says she's not white at all. It's like just like Vault. I'm sure she had to watch a TikTok about face paint. Yeah, that was weird shit. Usually I try not to give them the view, but people were like on me, like, did you see this? And I'm like, shit. We're probably better off to ignore the fuck out of that shit over there. Just don't even give them the views over there. They're fucking nuts. There was that whole there. Again, I don't even know exactly what's going on. They're supposedly fighting, but maybe it's an act, or because they know, like, these people, they're conniving. Like, they would totally concoct a whole bunch of it's just like, it's showmanship. If I'm attacking someone, I really do think, talking about Howard Stern. I think Howard Stern's a goddamn moron, hiding in this house for 2 years, talking shit about people for not getting a vaccine. It's none of your goddamn business, for one, Howard. Well, we don't want to go down that road. We don't want to talk about that shit. But those guys over there, I swear to God, they I think they've watched too much WWE, man. Because everybody knows, all that stuff's scripted and fake. It's not a real wrestling match. A real wrestling match, you don't hit people with chairs, and you start out with getting in a real, in the position as if you're about to mount each other. But I think that's what's going. I think that's what's going on. I think he's over there. They are over there, and they're playing like there's this whole fucking ordeal half the time, because they know it gets views. People want to come and watch the goddamn drama. I mean, sometimes drama happens. Sometimes it's real. Maybe it is real, but I wouldn't put it past them to fake all kinds of shit at this point, because those guys, man. I mean, they're dogman people. A big load of fake shit. Like, totally fucking fake bullshit. That's what they deal in, fake bullshit. So, yeah. What says, first time I heard Vault, he was talking to a kid on his show and was telling him the layout of his house. What was he doing, like a psychic thing or something? Like, really spooking this kid out, telling him where exactly in the house his computer was and everything. Yeah. Was he spooking the kid out, or did he set this up with the kid beforehand? He's like, I'm going to sell this shit and you act like you're spooked. We're putting on a show. The same thing. I think he's putting on a goddamn show half the time. Donald says, I am going to start making comments about them to get him triggered. It's the only way to communicate to his bullshit. He blocks everything that puts shade on him. I mean, if you want to, do what you want. I just think he's probably a waste of time most of the time. Like, what's the point? Kind of, what's the point? Maybe at some point, do a takedown on him, but he's just such a weird one, man. I think the dude's nuts. And I think he's nuts to the point, like, if you show up at a Bigfoot conference, you might be in like physical danger if he's there, like this guy can't separate, civilization from the crazy in his head. Yeah, I don't know. I think the guy literally could be like, he likes to portray himself that way too. He likes to act like he's this dangerous fuck. Well, he might really be a dangerous fuck. Like, you may not want to be at a Bigfoot conference where he's at. He might try to pull some bullshit. Like, you might want to be well armed if he's around, kind of thing. What says, not sure what was going on. Seemed like Vault was trying to prove to this kid he knows everything. Oh, he knows everything. Gary says, good night to those who know. Good night, Gary. Good night. Take it easy, man. Donald says, this is the only way I can try and get through to people. He is full of it. I think people hang around long enough that are of reasonable intelligence and that, and they're paying attention, that they'll eventually leave his podcast. They'll figure out he's just so full of shit. Is it already over? How long was it, Mr. Lee? It couldn't have been more than 10 minutes. B-Land says, Mr. Lee. Yeah, it couldn't have been more than 10 minutes, Mr. Lee. Let me see if I can see it. Well, I'm not seeing it. Hold on a second. reload his channel here. Why am I not seeing it? There it is. Is Bigfoot still in southeast Oklahoma? Looks like he's got another premiere on the 21st at 6 p.m. It's part 2 of Is Bigfoot Still in Oklahoma? Okay, this was 30 minutes long that he did. Yeah, so everybody go check out the replay on it at some point. I'll pop it up on the screen for a moment. Raptor says, yeah, that music he was playing, it sounded like something out of a Halloween show. 30 minutes. Paramedic says, I figured that out in less than a minute of Vault talking. It might take other people a little bit longer. Well, get it right. You got 30 minutes, 32 minutes, 31 minutes. What's wrong with you people? Let me look here. It says 31 minutes and 20 seconds. You're all pretty close, I guess. Close enough.
This is my video.
This is his video, folks.
This is the Three Sticks Monument in Oklahoma. I'll tell you what it means later on in the video.
Yep, I've been there. That's crazy. Had me all depressed. A little more upbeat music. Raptor says, Donald, I mean, amen. That was kind of messed up. I would have rather listened to the four-wheeler. What? I was just kidding. Hell. No. Hey. No, it doesn't really want to end it. No self-deletion. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. There's some cowboy wearing Dallas Cowboy shirt. Checking some shit out at night, looks like. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, have a photo of the legend cowboy ain't the rodeo. I have a photo of the legend cowboy ain't the rodeo when he was 13 years old. That's some kind of fantastic man. Me and Judy like it, says Uncle Bones. Donald says Joe Pass is a good man. Mr. Lee says Lockbeard, I will send it to you in email. D-Lynn says, Raptor, I am finally laughing out loud. Thank you, and I hope you are also. Go over here and make a check and make sure Pat's not coming on yet. Or he may not come on tonight. He may not come on at all. Looks like, well, Sandra Pink Paranormal's on, and KGRA DB channel has got something live. Let's see what they got. They got the Sacred Division. This must be a new show. I don't remember this one. The Sacred Division with Bishop James Long. He who has been in the paranormal field for over 30 years. Sacred Division radio show started in 2005.
When the snowfalls of winter were melting.
Oh, hold on.
During February.
Bishop James Long. So we're getting the Catholic perspective up in here. Huh. Let me see here. Stop that. Boom. There we go. I'm not familiar with this guy, but I guess he's got a show over on KG. Was it KGRB? Or sorry, KGRA DB. Paranormal field for 30 years. 2005. Discusses everything that is related to the paranormal field. Bishop Long serves as an exorcist for the United States Old Catholic Church and has performed 30 documented exorcisms on individuals who were validly possessed. So, according to who? He discusses demonology and possession on his show, as well as other topics, and teaches about the dangers that come with investigated demonic cases. Let's take a look at see what Sandra Pink's up to. Trying to contact John F. Kennedy with the Phasmus box. We will try and see if we can get some answers. So come along with me and find out what I found out on this mystery. Well, I guess if you guys think she can talk to John F. Kennedy, there's something you can check out. Donald says, I liked it, Uncle. That Bones music just makes me tear up. Is Joe coming on at 8 p.m. Eastern? My understanding is no. Jen said no. Raptor says the music sort of sound like the short version of Halloween, the movies. That music, Uncle Bones is laughing. Western is not. I mean, it's not 7 yet. Still a chance Pat could come on. If Pat's around, man, let us know in the chat if you're coming on, because I don't see I don't see. I don't see any notifications. I don't. Don't know. Don't know that you're coming on. Trying to giving it another look over here on YouTube. I'm not seeing anything. Either maybe Tense Up would prefer 5FDP. Pyromedic says Nona Boss should be on later. She has jokes. Yeah, she started a new show a while back that starts up during my Saturday show. So I don't ever, go over to watch that live because I'm live. So it's Mr. Lee says Lockbeard sent picture cowboy to you. Thank you, Mr. Lee. Well, I don't know, Donald. I take a night off from Bigfoot, maybe. I don't know. A 6-hour random. Oh, hell no. You remember the part where I was talking about earlier how this is not a paying job. If this was a paying job, maybe we could talk, but I'm hemorrhaging money over here. Donald says, "What time paramedic I got? I never got her notifications for some reason." Oh, hell no! I'm not even going to say that name. JT's here says, anyone see Pat flip out on CART? Negatory. I don't guess. Did he flip out? What are we talking about? When did that happen? Not sure, Donald. 8 maybe. Just versus Lockbird. Go for the gusto. Make it a marathon weekend. I tell you what. If y'all fill up my PayPal account with enough money, we'll talk. Otherwise, I'm winding down for the evening in a little bit. Feel me? My show is funny with Matt. Raptor says Pat has not put up anything about being on tonight, so he might not be on. Yeah. But he hasn't ever really, stuck to a particular time. He's always been on at different times, and sometimes he just doesn't come on, and so I don't know. If we all kind of put some feelers out and try to see if we can come up, with some guests, some people say, that he can regularly and reliably have a guest on Friday, then maybe it can become, the show would be more regular, perhaps. I don't know. I don't know if that's the only thing that's affecting that. It could be, work, or, could be the dog's fault. I don't. It could be Tim. It might be Tim's fault. Ashley says, Lockbeard, put Cowboy's picture up. It's awesome. Look, what do you mean fill up? Well, 500 grand or so. Is that? B-Lynn says, JT, what happened? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not aware of him having any kind of issues anywhere. And when did this? I mean, it looks like it happened. Let me see here. Nope. Stop. He was on there a long time ago. That's not where I wanted to go. Well, son of a... I'm trying to find something here, but... Give me a minute. Probably using the wrong search. There we go. All right. So, was he supposedly on there recently? Because I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing shit. JT says, so Pat was doing a co-host thing with Brendan on CARC, and he got pissed off at the guest, kept telling him his video didn't show shit and whatnot, and he was yelling at the guy. Yeah, but when did this happen? When did this happen? Chessboard says, Lock, I just passed out. See, I know what you're saying. Like I'm still recovering from the work I was doing Monday and Tuesday. Like, it was extremely strenuous, long days, and that my joints and stuff just ain't having. And I'm still feeling it tonight. And so, and generally I don't stay, I don't stay up too horribly late anyway, typically. And if I do, I start drifting off on you. So, wasn't able to watch live. Yeah, when did this happen? When? Any ideas? 500 grand. Well, I'm just kidding. 500 grand's a lot of money. Sleep went into a life-altering arrhythmia, man. What the fuck? That's not going to sleep. That's some kind of incident. Some kind of medical situation. It's Catskills Appalachian Research Collective is what they are. JT says it was on the 12th. Guest was Kip Morrell. Oh, let me see here. Well, they must have had like some kind of long intro, because I'm looking at the, when you hover over it and it shows you some bits of the video. It's not showing me Pat, but I see what you're talking about there. So if I go to it, maybe they just had a long intro about the guy. About how far into the show was it when shit went south? Because I'm wondering if it happened, if that happened, I wonder if he'll be a guest on there ever again. He is very sure of himself about the methods, and yeah, I mean, I think I think drones may very well be able to get some video. It'll get some video, but video's never going to prove shit to me the way physical evidence will. So that's an issue. While it'd be good to get more video, it would certainly help get some more people taking things seriously, I think, if they saw more good video. But as far as actually proving it exists, video is just never going to really do that. So, while I mean, if those who want to go after that kind of thing, more video, that's great. It's but we also need people getting like actual physical evidence. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Catskills Research. Mr. Lee says, yeah, I'll try and get that up here in a little bit, Mr. Lee. Chessboard says, Donald Fuller, that's what I'm afraid of. What did he say? Guarantees the answer to the Sasquatch question. Well, and what do you mean by an answer too? I mean, more video may be, give more, more indication they're out there, but it doesn't actually, it's not going to be considered concrete evidence. You're going to have to get a chunk of flesh. And that's the only way the world's ever going to really start to take it seriously. Raptor says, Mr. Lee, what is it with you and Cowboy's picture? Is it you and Cowboy spooning, Mr. Lee? B says, whoops, sorry, Catskills Appalachian Research Collective. Yes. That's you crazy man. Yeah. If that happened, he might not be. And I wonder why. Is Chessboard not have a wrench? I have to go over and look on YouTube and see, because I don't remember who all got a wrench. Raptor says that Mr. Lee, I am, but does your wife have the hats for him or what? The hots for him or what? JT says Brendan ended up having to remove Pat for a timeout, and when he brought him back on, Pat said he was leaving. He wouldn't finish the show. Whoa. That's wild shit right there. Donald says, Lock, I'm talking about you answering the question with the 50K, the 500K. What? Wait a minute. I'm confused now. I'm a little confused. Let me go back here. Wait. What did you say that he's responding to there? Yeah, I'm not even sure what's being... Trying to piece together 3 different conversations. Ever get her? Yeah. Well, Did I say 500K would answer the Bigfoot question? I don't think I said that. I said I might do a long, live stream later. But we really need to wrap this up pretty quick. Mr. Lee says, "Retro crazy, I'm not married." Mr. Lee, when you've been with a woman that long, you're married. You're married, Mr. Lee. You're married. Common law. Raptor says that, Mr. Lee, I meant your girlfriend. I know you're not married. No, he's straight up common law married. He just can't deal with it yet. Don't bring girlfriend into this now. Uh-oh. Y'all fighting? Powermax says, I wonder how many shots Pat had in him on the show. Well, I wasn't going to say anything. Hopefully there's not an issue like that. And if there is, hopefully it can be resolved. B. Lynn says, I personally really like cowboys. Late hubby wore a cowboy hat. All goof. B wasn't aware of the posting links. I'm not 100% following what's being said right now. That's funny. Get my email. Oh, there's a squatching cowboy. There's a squatching cowboy. Welcome to the chat. We know you just had a premiere. So let me see if Mr. Lee sent me a picture, so he's been bugging me to bring it up. So let me see if I can do that. Boom. So for those who aren't familiar with this kind of practice, here in some of these really countrified places, they like to mount animals in public for all to see because they're proud of their sexual no, they're riding the cow. They're not mounting the cow. They're riding the cow. Donald says, great video. The music got me teared up. Oh, Chessboard says, Squatching Cowboy, did you have friends in the woods with you? Could outrun? Crying his shoulder? Knucklehead. Yep. There's Cowboy taming a grass-eating beast. Can we see a video where Pat flipped out? If someone knows the timestamp, it's a long, I don't know at what point. What? What? Damn it. Why, damn it? Mr. Lee says, that there is Mr. Joe Pass. Yeehaw. Yes, it is. I've seen a few farmers try that around here. Oak Bone says, Cowboy, I did that a few times. Learned quick. Not my cup of tea. Icon says, howdy, Achaeos, and hello, chat. Icon, that there be a picture of the squatching cowboy who is in chat with you there. When when he was younger. So they tell me anyway. Dang Joe, you could touch the ground with your legs. Biggins did that. Timestamp 32 minutes. in. 32 minutes in, huh? The ball and chain now, big dog. Yeah, Mr. Lee, you are common law married, man. You go biblical in the Bible when I don't remember the dude's name. Anyway, he got this chick, took her in his mom's tent and banged her out. And when they came out of the tent, they were considered married. JT says it was the whole show pretty much from the beginning. Well, I don't think we can watch the whole thing. We really need to wrap her up here. A little big for riding bulls. That's why that bull was pissed off. It's like, get the fuck off of me. Oh, here we go. Here we go with what? My girlfriend is so cool, said Mr. Lee. Good seeing you too. So let me see here. So 32 minutes in. I guess we take a. I know y'all are gonna look anyway, so we might as well. We might as well take a look. Might as well take a look. Bring this back up. Bam.
Old, ancient thermal technology. And there's really no, you could be off by, 40 feet where you think what you're looking at is and how big it is. I'll say this, let's just take the whole camp, like they were pointed in the general direction of camp. Let's just take that off the plate. Let's say it wasn't those two guys, taking a piss in the woods. That's not what happened. It's still inconclusive. It is absolutely 100% inconclusive. And any kind of recreation or depth perception of trying to understand what you were looking at and where it was, also, like, there's no good way to do that. And I assure you it was not done accurately.
I'm going to completely disagree with you because
there you go,
again,
Kip.
I was there with the recreation. We did that methodically for the better part of a week. Just seeing that piece, I get exactly where you're coming from, and I would totally get what you're saying. But having done the recreation and with the people that we did it with,
okay,
there's a lot more to the story. Let's just put it that way. And there's a lot more to it from just seeing what you just saw. If you're going to base all your opinions based on that, you're totally justified. But
what I'm basing my opinions on, I mean, you tell me. Do you know what you're looking at in that film? Did he know what he was looking at in that film?
That would be the first person to say that that is not damning, but it's compelling evidence. And he won't. If you talk to Bart, he won't say that they were Bigfoot, but he will say, and what we did find in the recreation is that there were 2 to 3 bipedal subjects in the camp that night, not wearing clothes, and they were anywhere from 6.5 to 7 feet. Or
I don't.
Have you seen the recreation?
That at all?
While you guys are talking, I'm pulling it up right now. So keep. I'm trying to find it right now.
If you've not seen the.
There's zero visual evidence that is a fact. You have to admit that. There's no visual evidence that what you just said is a fact. It's nothing.
But we just looked at, yes. If you look at the rest of the evidence that we gathered, okay, well then.
Show
let's
me
move
where.
on to something else, because we're wasting our time here if we're going to sit here and argue about this.
No,
there's a lot of other evidence.
I'm asking questions, and I'm giving you an.
Okay, here we go. I got the recreation right here. I'm going to start this right now, and let's see if this helps Kip, because I'm on your side on this one. So let's just pull this up, Pat. Let's just give them the benefit of the doubt, and let's listen to the because they didn't. Okay,
with
where Bart and Son are filming. After about 30 minutes of filming, a subject is clearly seen moving back and forth in a gap between trees. The most interesting view is when the subject steps from right.
Hang on, I gotta scrub through to where it was.
Of course.
This is the part where
I'm
the
trying to
supposed
find
leg, yeah. This is you're in the
in a
right
gap
part.
between.
I'm trying to find the
8% whack.
You were in the right part, dude. Yeah.
No, they did a recreation, dude, which is
How the video
I'm trying to find it.
assault
I scrubbed it here.
a fellow field.
Okay, here we go.
The height of the subject, a recreation of the scene was conducted.
Now, Kip, is this the part that you were talking about?
A part of the part. Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a lot. Again, you know, it's like, I don't know, if you had like a car accident, you had one angle and one person saw, well, clearly, or you know, like playing football or something, watching one of the, you know, somebody that was their foot out of bounds. Well, from this angle, yeah, definitely. From this angle, no, he's clearly inbounds. It's kind of that thing. I mean, we could sit here and fight about this all night. But what I'm saying is that there's a lot more to it. What you just saw, Pat, is just probably a tenth of the rest of the story. But you're basing it, everything that you believe, on that, and I understand. But what I'm trying to say is that when we did the recreation and we did all the measurements, we spent a week at night with. So, anyways, that's
yeah. So why don't you? So Kip, why don't you tell us, because I have what I have here is unfortunately I have the para breakdown.
Not sure how much I can show this before I'm overstepping my bounds. You know, this is, you know, CAR C channel, and you know, if y'all want to, those of you who haven't seen it, if you want to go and try and analyze it more closely, we really don't got time to do that right now. It doesn't seem like he was unhinged or anything. It's just like he was trying to make this guy understand that he felt that this evidence that he had presented so far was insufficient. You know, maybe he seemed a little bit on it for some people. You know, maybe that's the case. It's an individual judgment. The other guy definitely was a little on the defensive. You know, these things happen when these discussions, when someone's presenting evidence and then the other person's like, no, this isn't really evidence. And, you know, both sides, you know, things can get a little bit testy. And that's what I'm seeing here a little bit. But it certainly doesn't seem like anybody's like completely lost their mind or anything, or, you know, gone ape shit on anybody. I'm not seeing that at all. However, there again, this is all I've only seen this clip, just as the other guy saying, you know, you haven't seen everything. Okay. Well, I've only seen this, what you just saw, what we just watched is all I've seen of this. So I don't know if it got worse later on. But this seems like the normal Pat we're used to, best I can tell. Icon says, Cowboy, that's a shame. Did you run the national circuit or just local shows? Cowboy says, North Texas Rodeo Association, Lone Star Rodeo Association. Pat looks frozen. Well, yeah, I just paused it. Donald says, I will Lucky. You know how I like logical thought put in the nothing burgers. Yeah. And the guy probably, like, as we all know, every time this ends up being a nothing burger. And like I said earlier, there's been a bunch of people that have shown that they have gotten really fed up with all the bullshit out there. People out here trying to say, I got this evidence, and making ridiculous claims and muddying the water. And, you know, I think these other people are like me. We're sick of all the bullshit. We're sick of the years of ridiculous Bigfoot shows on TV. There's a reason why, you know, I don't like High Check coming up over on YouTube. He needs to get his ass back on TV where he belongs. He's an actor. He hasn't proven shit. And take his psychedelic squirrels and whatever other bullshit he's got with him. You know, the Bigfoot space or the YouTube space is where people who haven't got the funding and the approval of the masters on high, where we can actually say what we want and say opinions that that are, some of them possibly are close to the truth, and they apparently don't want us to know what the truth is. That's what TV does. They're gatekeepers on TV. High Check was part of that. Barackman was part of that. Moneymaker is part of that. All of those ass munches on TV are part of that. And they can come in here and act like they're the real deal, but they can fuck all the way off of that bullshit. We're sick of it. And so if Pat gets a little testy here, I don't fucking blame him. Does this guy got real shit or not? Does this guy have real shit or not? Now, I haven't looked at all his stuff, but I'm pretty much used to every time someone says, I got some real shit, there ain't real shit there. You know, maybe there is, but it's not actual evidence. It doesn't show anything clearly. It doesn't give us shit. So, yeah. So, yeah. So, you know, whatever, you know, I don't know. From this clip I saw here, I don't see a problem. You know, other than, you know, maybe he should, you know, try to play a little more cool, you know, on someone else's channel. I don't know. You know, I don't know how he feels about that. You know, because I don't watch his show very regularly. I don't know if he's normally goes hardcore on people or not on the show. But, you know, this is Pat. And he's going to challenge he's going to challenge something that doesn't look legit, doesn't meet the standard of being actual evidence, actually showing something that is proof. You know, claiming shadows in the wood. If you can't make out what you're seeing there, that could be a dude running around out there in a suit. You ain't proven shit, and that's just a goddamn fact. So, you know, you don't die on that hill for your evidence if it isn't really evidence. Just say, look, I got this video. I think it might be Bigfoot. I'm not, you know, I wouldn't bet on it. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna bet on it, but I think it might be Bigfoot, and leave it at that. Why do people gotta like get all butthurt when someone doesn't accept their evidence that isn't really good evidence at all? Icon says, Cowboy Lone Star Radio sounds familiar. I think someone in the forum had some dealings with him. Poke around, get back to you. JC says, you'd have to go watch the whole thing. Pat was getting frustrated. Yeah, and like I just said, he might have had a legitimate reason to. You know, if he feels about this shit the way I do, I'm sick of this bullshit. I'm sick of people out here pushing bullshit. You know, just like if you got something that you honestly think might be Bigfoot, just say that, but don't argue till you're blue in the face that, oh, this is definitely Bigfoot and we know for a fact it's big. No. Just hold back. We got too much shit out there. High school thing. Mr. Pat, where you at? Well, hopefully I mean, let me go check on YouTube again. If he's going live, we need to get the fuck off. Or maybe just fuck off. We can just fuck off. But Shiza. I don't see him anywhere. See fucking Untold Radio bullshit channel coming on. No, that's for another day. That's not tonight. Thank goodness. Why the fuck is that on my? Because I'm monitoring the situation. That's why. It don't look like there's gonna be any Pat tonight. So yeah, let's watch a little bit more of it.
Video of it. And that doesn't really do. So why don't you tell us about the experiment you guys did? What did you do? Because I can see here that is that you in the red right there?
I think that's Robert. I think that might be me at 6'3", back behind.
Okay. So why don't you tell us about the experiments that you did, and Pat, let him go in all the way through and just finish this theory, because I want to hear about how they tried to bust this. And they so go ahead, Pat. Kip, I'm sorry.
So when I first got there, when we met at Bassett's at the parking lot, I'd never met Bart in person. I'd never met Robert in person. Robert, of course, at the time was the state parks ranger. Bart walked straight up to Robert and said, "Robert, I want you to destroy my evidence." This is exactly what he said. He said, "This is the deal. I want you to basically take everything that I have that we've had and show me that it's wrong. Show me that this is not what we are actually seeing." That's what he asked him to do.
Mm-hmm. Poke holes in it, right?
We spent the next week during the daytime. We did measurements, and we have all of this is documented, and it's out there. It's all free and open. But we went out and we measured from where Bart took the thermal down to where where he thought what he saw, the thermal image, the white hot subjects.
I did see 2 survey flags there. It seemed like that's where he thought the subject was originally.
Like, because we did recreations at night using the same thermal under the same circumstances. People with clothing on, heights, and so yes, it's blurry. That wasn't necessarily completely a technological issue. There was a software issue with that particular camera,
which was a funny story.
Hey, sorry about that, Cammy. No.
It's a
Mr. Lee says ridiculous, yes. What era roughly? Haskell's 74. I was born in 74. B. Lynn says Lockbeard, well said. Not sure which part you're referring to, but thank you. Raptor says, I know the recreation wasn't totally correct. Some of the trees were in different spots. Yeah. I don't know. I'm looking at Pat here like he looks pretty cool, calm, and collected to me. I mean, I don't know. Again, maybe later on he gets a little fed up. But someone suggested a certain thing, and it may not be that at all. Maybe he's just fed up like some of us are. We're fed up with the bullshit. We're fed up with the bullshit. Next show. Thinking of road in the early 60s. Raptor says, B. Lynn, I didn't see you that you posted it, and you put my name on there. Thank you. I apologize. B. Lynn says, Mr. Lee, does Lockbeard have an email people can use? Yeah, Lockbeard at protonmail.com. Some people got my other email, but I'm trying to keep all the YouTube stuff on Proton Mail. So, yeah. It's on my about page and stuff. It's in the descriptions of my videos. The email's there. You're there, don't you? By fast. Road between 73 and 78. Realize there'll be a better way to impress the ladies. Did I? I don't know, Mr. Lee, did I? I don't remember. Seems like I might have sent you his, but not Uncle Bones, because I didn't have Uncle Bones. Yeah, there it is right there. Well, I had the, I mean, I've been muting myself, but I've been remembering to unmute. I wish it just didn't do that. I wish it didn't do that, but there's the only way I can make it work. Kick so hard. Value of euro. Cocktail calm. Come on. Yeah, I don't think he's. Yeah, if he ain't on by now, he's probably not coming on. We'll check one more time on YouTube. I see both my channels live on here. I see Nerdrotics live. Friday Night Tights. Man, if they started at 4 o'clock, they've been going. Yeah, well, that ain't too long. 3.5 hours. They go up to 5 hours sometimes, so that's not too long. It's getting dark earlier. I need to remember that. It's getting dark earlier. KGRB still on with the Bishop UFO Paranormal Radio, which is just they got the Church of Mavis on right now. And I believe that one is listed on the Paranormal TV Guide. Philosophy of Dark Paganism and Paranormal Files. Oh, what do they talk about here? I will not go into these mountains alone. That I almost guarantee that's the Superstition Mountains behind him. Yes, it is.
I'll tell you as
it's got to be. Yeah.
a professional guide, as a
I've seen this before. Why is they're just re-showing it? Why do you I've seen that before.
at this moment.
All right. Need to catch up in chat. Much more to tell him. I like the call-in show. I still have a bunch more to tell him. Yeah, hopefully he does it again. I mean, it seemed like he was pretty pleased with how it went. So because a lot of people don't want to come on camera or they can't for some reason, but they can call in. So that's probably a good idea. Squatch Talk Radio. You call it Mansfield, Santa Fe, or Southern Pacific Town. B says Raptor loved Pat's call-in show. Can't wait for the next one. Hear that, Pat? If you're out there, they want more call-in. Oh man, I'm not even. I'd have to figure out how to set up to do that, and then I don't know. We'll let Pat do the call-ins over there for now. Chessboard says, Mr. Lee, to make it so a child can understand, I read the pound euro was losing value. Want to know if it was true. Reading your mind. You want me to do? Well, I say let Pat handle that for now. I don't know if I want to do with all that. At least not at this time. Raptor says, at B-Lane, yes, that was cool as hell, and I got a bunch more to tell him too. See, Pat, they want more call-in, man. Icon says chessboard, it's in progress. I just got a check that was supposed to get it out today, but have to repackage it due to the fact that only the laptop is insured, not the upgrades. Yeah, B-Lane looks forward to hearing Raptor's thoughts. Grasshopper series says, I didn't get an announcement for this. Are you still subscribed, and is the notification bell switched over to receive all notifications? And YouTube, like, it does this shit. It's sneaky. It does sneaky shit, man. Like, it won't send notifications to everybody. And, the last night I showed that comment from Mr. Lee that we still, like, why in the hell is YouTube blocking that comment? They let these damn spam bots come into the chat, but they won't let Mr. Lee post that comment. YouTube cannot tell me that they can't identify these spam bots that are damn clearly what they are. If your AI is picking out Mr. Lee's comment over here, why the hell can't it identify these spam bots? So that's why I think YouTube lets the spam pops happen on purpose. Because they could stop those with ease. If you're blocking Mr. Lee's comment over here, you can block those. Bigger box paddling. I don't know how that fit in. Mr. Lee to start a call-in show. All he's got to say is hello. Grasshopper. Oh, that reminds me. It don't say grasshopper, but it says something similar. Hold on a second here. Where's that? There it is.
Butt scratcher?
No, Peter.
Butt scratcher?
Peter, no.
Butt scratcher?
No.
Butt scratcher.
Mr. Lee says, chessboard, do you consider my intelligence childlike? Fuck you, just saying. Icon says, Cowboy, I'll have to dig out my railway guides. Stumble box, oh well. Yeah, been trying to quit for a while, but there's no Satch on tonight. There's no Pat on tonight. We saw a little bit of Pat on the screen for a little bit there over on Kark. Kind of giving that guy the business about his evidence. I haven't seen the whole show, so I kind of hate to really, like, I can't judge anything really, but from what I saw, it just looked like Pat's fed up with bullshit. Like some of us are. Santa Fe. Got your number, kiddo. What says in reality a pound is always worth £1 and a euro is always worth a euro. Yeah. So what's its value in relation to something else? Is that what it all is? And it's sneaky, because people don't see how they can suck value from one place and put it somewhere else without you seeing it and understanding. It's like being able to turn yourself invisible, walk into a bank and just steal fucking money. It's what it allows them to do. When you got money that can fluctuate in value, you got a problem. It's always going to be a problem. Now having it fixed is going to be a problem too. So it's just there's just no easy way to do this shit. But you gotta always be on your toes and be on the lookout for people, gaming the system, man. They're figuring out ways to suck out value, and it's usually coming out of you and going to some rich fuck somewhere. So you have $10 in your pocket today and it buys less than it did yesterday. Every fucking day. That happens every fucking day. So saving money in the bank is like, it's like putting it in a reverse savings account where you're, instead of gaining a little percentage, you're losing a little percentage every day. It's ridiculous. Icon says chessboard armory packaging at suggestion of the USPS girl. I don't risk fuck ups with shipping. Been an eBayer too long not to be pro. Yeah, Mr. Lee is older than me. He's older than me, and he's common law married to that chick. Can't block YouTube can block box, but don't. Yeah, it's got to be the case. They're blocking our shit. Yeah, they're blocking Mr. Lee. How the hell are they gonna block Mr. Lee's comment? YouTube, how'd you like my response to that? I just, luckily Mr. Lee emailed me the screenshot of it, and then I was able to just put it on the screen. So delete that, YouTube. Facebook's just as bad though. Got that segment of what? Cowboy says Mr. Lee just a young pup. Yeah, Mr. Lee born in 72 or 73 probably. Squatching Cowboy was chasing chicks that year. Hell, Squatching Cowboy might be your daddy. Where were you born, Mr. Lee, and where were you at, Squatching Cowboy, in 73, 72, whenever it was Mr. Lee was born? No, there's no way. I'm about done for as it is. I'm about done for as it is. Had the right. Feeling better, Jen? Got to run its course. Yeah, Cold's just got to run the course. You pound back some extra vitamin C. Stop eating plants. Those will make it last long. If you're eating an unnatural diet, it'll make illnesses last longer because your system's fighting toxins at the same time. Gas is down. Heating that place. Grasshopper says, Cowboy, tell that to the Californians paying $10. Yeah, well, Californians deserve everything they get. Chessboard says Lockbeard is trying to beat Joe's marathon. No, I'm not. I am going to shut this bitch down any moment now. I'm done for. Let the petrol gas down a tad bit to satisfy the public, but then they put it up again by a lot more. Yeah, and it never goes back down to where it was. Starts out here, it jumps up to here, then it comes down, but not all the way down. And then it comes back up higher than it did before, and then it comes down, but not down to where it was before. It just keeps zigzagging its way up. Mid-November parts. Cowboy says, anybody see that commercial about Go Chicken? It says if you eat it, it can reduce climate change. Yeah, dumb fuck. Yeah, don't they know they're losing the battle on that? Like, people aren't buying into your man-made global warming crap anymore. It's nonsense. Now, I'm not, specifically a weather science guy. But I was taught as part of my environmental program in college as I was earning a bachelor's in environmental management. They taught us that this global warming thing was the real deal and blah 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 blah. And but I studied a wide variety of sciences, and so even though my first instinct in general is to trust the science, the problem is you also got to follow the goddamn money. And if you follow the money, a lot of times the science gets tainted with fake science. And then it masquerades as real science, and then so you end up with a bunch of scientists that thinks it's legit because they're all specialists. Everybody's pretty much a specialist. You're looking through a peephole. They didn't study a broad enough range of different sciences to start to give them a broader perspective to help them see through the bullshit. Well, I fucking did, because they were like, oh, you're this. You see, you look at all these courses you got that aren't part of your degree program. Well, at the point at that time, I thought that they were just saying I was wasting my time. I was like, which I didn't understand. Like, how could gathering more knowledge be a waste of time? But now I'm wondering if there's a real fear of people doing that, because you see the big picture, and the big picture is this big puzzle, and you got these puzzle pieces, and you start putting them together, and then you're like, what the fuck? So if you're someone like me that doesn't necessarily have the best bullshit meter on the planet, obviously, but you can get there, you can get to the right answer through a logical progression of putting together the pieces of the facts, the real science as well. But a lot of people out there, they haven't studied any of these sciences, but their bullshit meter was going off. So they figured it out anyway. That man-made global warming is a load of shit. So, to put it crudely. So the cooler stay warm then. Mr. Lee's your man-child, you admit it? 73 Lockbeard. I'm Clapham, London. Not wrong there. Stand in the cooler to stay warm. Not wrong about that. Aldi's doesn't have proper heat. Mr. Lee says, Cowboy, I wish you was my daddy. Well, he might be, Mr. Lee. You never know. Cowboy, your mama might have been at the right honky tonk in the right place at the right time. Jen says B still blowing the AC store about 50 degrees. 50 degrees is a nice temperature. It's real nice. Raptor says, really good show tonight. Everyone in chat, I hope you have a great weekend if I don't see you next time. See you later, Raptor. We're probably going to wrap her up any minute now if I can catch up with chat. Chessboard's son is older than Mr. Lee. Old Town. So you can learn the accent. Can start a family band. Great weekend. Grasshopper says global warming might be real, but not made by us. It's just a continuation. So, yeah, well, that's what I mean. That's why I always try to make sure and say man-made global warming, because they've tried to flip the script and try to protect themselves by changing it, saying climate change all the time. But yeah, you're absolutely correct. The climate has always changed naturally. It's always changed. It's been way hotter than it is now, and it's been way colder than it is now. And if any of those trends happens in our future, there's precisely dick we can do about it. Well, at least for the most part. We're getting technically capable of being able to mitigate it if we really want to in the future through certain means. But the reality is there's a big, massive, nuclear furnace in the sky that determines our temperature primarily. 99.999% of it is caused by that thing. How close we are to it and what its activities are at the time. There's all kinds of shit going on, and determines how how much energy we're receiving from it at any point in time, and the Earth's distance to it fluctuates from over time. So that's our thermostat. That's what affects our temperature most of the time, and it changes. And if shit heads towards an ice age, we're just fucked. We might as well build a bunch of cryo units and freeze ourselves and wait for it to end, or leave the planet, or try to build some artificial habitats that maintain livable conditions. If it seems worth it for us to do that. I'd hate to do the sleeping version if we develop the technology to do that correctly, cryogenic preservation, because while you're sleeping, you're sitting duck, right? At any moment, an asteroid might hit the planet and fuck it up, and you won't even know. You'll be fucking dead. So I'd rather stay awake. But freeze, Cockney though, knucklehead. Got a fender, 99 shipped. Still freezing. English accent, Easter down Easter accent would be badass. Cockney down Easter. Work on your fiddle. Twinkle little star. Beelan says, Jen, really sorry to hear that. Management needs to turn that dial. Croydon. Yeah, Croydon. We looked at it on the map one night up in here. Email. I think I was typing. Still expensive. Jen says B has no control of it. Plus, oh yeah, it's one of those deals. Yeah, when I worked for Lowe's, it was the same deal. Like they control everything remotely, and because they don't want you jacking with it, costing them money because you might turn the AC a little cooler, and because you might want to be a little more comfortable in the summertime, or turn the heat up because you may want to be a little more comfortable in the wintertime. They don't want that. They're trying to save money. So a corporate office controls your temperature. Icon says, Mr. Lee, you might as well live in Thames. Glad you're moving. Part of London ain't expensive. Well, part of London ain't expensive, I'm sure. Polluted air. Cannot wait. East Grinstead. Freezer's all deep freeze, so it gets off a little bit. Snows in here. Ices up. Sussex area. Yeah, Sussex. What was the name? Oh, shoot. Part of the Septarchy. Back in the day, the ancient pagan kings, the Sussex area. Let's see if I can pull up this thing. Trying to think of the line of kings that came from there. Shit. Which one was it? The Elingas. The Elingas. King Earl, king of the Saxons, 477 to 514. The Elingas. Now in Eternus Empire pronunciation, that AE combination is pronounced E, but I believe that back then the AE combination in ancient England was pronounced A or or something to that effect, not E, but it's a similar spelling. Elingas, the Elingas line, royal line. The true kings, some of them, if there's any descendants of those people, those would be more likely to be the true kings than your current one. Anybody made the move? Use a truck to move. Looks like a really nice area. Nikki is doing a show. Is she already started? Let me see. Let me jump over here and take a quick look. Yeah. Spent billions cash. So it looks like Nikki's going live. She should have jumped over here and told us. Maybe she did, because I ain't caught up in chat yet. Hopefully a few years further away. Cannot stay in London. Croydon. Never been to Croydon. Don't head too far south. You'll get wet. New bacon source. Kings of Wessex. The Kings of Wessex. That was the Sardisings. Start with King Sardic, king of the Jinwasa. I mean, 519 to 534. But basically, it was East Anglia, Wessex, Mercia. Yeah, there was different ones in East Anglia, different kings, and Mercia as well. Hold on a second, because I don't. East Anglia was the Wuffingas, King Wuffa, king of the East Angles, 571 to 578. Mercia, the Iklingas, or Iklingas or Isklinga. King Isel, King Isel, king of the border folk, they called him originally. 515 to 535. Don't worry about the foxes. They're relying on me to feed them now. I think I did wrong, to be honest. Uncle Bone says, Mr. Lee, yes, don't feed the animals. Grasshopper says, Nikki's just at a corn maze. Quick high. Oh, is she? Okay. So she's not having a normal live stream. Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh shit, there's music. Better turn that shit off.
I wanted you to. Unless the lines are real long right now. What else is everybody doing tonight? Everybody, Pat having a show? Did Bill have a show? I don't remember seeing it on the way here. The sky is turning purple. See pink and purple. You're watching me on your channel. Well, there's nothing happening right now. Unless I go over there and try to find the kids. Shall we go walking? Okay, let's go walking. Ugh. Hold on, I gotta fix this. Okay, let's go.
Hopefully we don't get no copyright nonsense here.
Oh, it's down here.
Well, we probably will. No, I need to wrap her up. Well, they'll probably just collect the money on the bones. All right, y'all. Let's wrap her up and here and go there, fly the pirate flag and raid Nikki's live before she probably won't be on too long. It don't look like, but thanks for coming, y'all. See you later. See you tomorrow night at 6.